At the TAB, we well remember this matchup last year, possibly the upset of the season when the Manawatu Jets beat the eventual winners of the comp, the Southland Sharks. It was a massive upset. Could it happen again? I mean, hard to see it. It is the second of two games on the road for the Southland Sharks, so they might be a little bit wary. Deshaun Knight looked pretty good. We saw glimpses of his quality last week for the Jets, and having been in camp with them for a whole week, I think we will see some more improvement for them. Is another upset on the cards like last year? I'm not so sure, but I think it'll be closer than what the odds suggest. So Southland Sharks, I think, will get the trip, but the ever-improving Jets, they'll be rubbing their hands together because they remember what happened 12 months ago.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Welcome everybody here to Wanganui, to round 4 of the Sal's NBL league here. Manawatu Jets versus the Southland Sharks. Sharks are 3-1 this year, and the Manawatu Jets are 0-3, but I think it's going to be a great matchup. My name's Darren Larson. I'm here with Ryan Doubledam. Ryan, even though the matchups are a little different with the records, still think it's going to be a close and exciting game?
Yeah, it should be a really exciting game. I watched the game on Friday night where the Sharks took on Taranaki. It was an up and down game, and we all know that the Manawatu Jets love to get up and down the floor, shoot wide open threes, try and get to the rim and transition.
Awesome. Yeah, we're obviously pretty excited about being here in Wanganui and spreading the Sal's NBL around the regions. We caught up with both coaches earlier on before the game, and we're headed to those interviews now for you. We go here with Coach McTamney of the Manawatu Jets. Deshaun fitting in last week. Probably good to have a good few practices under his belt. How's he fitting in, and what have you liked so far?
Yeah, he's an intelligent player, so no issues coming to terms with what we're doing. He was here last year as well. We're doing quite a lot of things differently, but he's picked it up pretty well. And yeah, he's what I guess we missed in the first 2 games.
Yeah, and your record probably doesn't equate to how well you've been going as a young team. You've been in games, and that's probably the pleasing thing. What have you sort of put in place to get you over that hump?
Well, Deshaun's a part of that, for sure. I think that the first couple of games in particular, coming down critical moments in the game, just that lack of experience probably cost us here and there. We probably had the winning of both those games. And I think against Nelson again, we played pretty well at times, and there was a lot of things to be very pleased about, a lot of promising things. And I guess, you know, we don't like to make excuses, I guess, but the Deshaun probably wasn't quite ready last week. This week I think he is. And all we're really trying to do is be better every week, and sooner or later someone's going to bear the brunt of that. Yeah,
I mean, it's fun to watch you guys play, and always competitive, so wish you best for the rest of the season and for tonight.
Thanks, Darren. Cheers, mate.
Okay, here with Coach Flavel, Judd Flavel, Southland Sharks. You're 4 weeks into the season now. What have you learnt that surprised you the most about your team so far?
That surprised me? Look, I guess I knew that we had some guys that could put some points on the board. But I guess what we're seeing is that everybody by committee is able to get the job done, and the ball movement that we have offensively has been great for that. I expected us to do well offensively, but yeah, I think we probably exceeded my expectations at that end of the court. And
you're the champions from last year, so have you felt that target on your back, or have you just sort of got to business and looked after your own self? Like I said, 4 weeks in.
I think that's a lot of talk really that goes on at the start of the year before the season starts, but as soon as the season starts, it's a new ball game, and you just get straight into business and looking at who you're playing next, and you don't have time to worry about anything else besides who you got coming up the next week.
Also, and last question, what do the fans like or going to see with the Southland Sharks this year? What style of play are you wanting to go with moving forward?
I think probably going to see a fast-flowing game, the ball moving offensively. I think that's kind of been our identity. We were doing that well last year, and that seemed to, although with a new team, with a new group, we've seemed to, find that pace at that end. That's probably what you can expect from the Sharks this year.
Awesome. Congratulations on the start, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Welcome back, people. Looking and listening to both coaches talking, obviously feeling the squad's out, Ryan, and obviously only 4 weeks in, still seeing who's fitting where, and obviously Southland champions last year, but quite a different squad this year. Judd was saying that he's still putting pieces together. How do you think Southland look as far as favourites to win again, or where do you see them fitting?
Certainly on Friday night they looked pretty cohesive. Jared Week was a big part, dropping 33 points, but both teams have made import changes, whether it was due to production or injury. Jeremy Kendall's coming late for the Southland Sharks. He's only played one game, and for the Jets, Deshaun Knight has joined the squad. He played here last year, and he's also only played one game, so it'll be interesting to see how both teams react to new players who play a significant amount of minutes.
Yeah, and obviously Jets, a young squad, fitting in with the American imports, and it's good to see Dane really sort of step up over the last couple of weeks, and he's a big surprise. And as you can see on the screen, we have the Manawatu Jets, number 4, Hayes Walker, Dane Samuels, 8, Nicola Morata English. I don't know if I got that right, but number 10's Jackson Stubbins, number 12 Rangi 15 Troy Tamara, one of the twins, 23 Jacob Collis, a boys high product, number 30 Adam Carter, the captain, 31 Karan Iverson, 32 Wallace Ellison, one of their imports, and number 40 Deshaun Knight, and the other twin, Tamara Boyd. As we look at the Southland Sharks, Double D, you want to go through that list for us?
Yeah, we've got Dominique Poto, Ty Winya, who's back from playing over in the States at Kentucky, Tall Black Thomas Vodonovich, number 22, Hiram Harris, new import, Jeremy Kendall, fellow import from Australia, Todd Blanchfield, Southland Sharks stalwart, Andrew Wheeler, number 25, former breaker and current Melbourne United player, Alex Pledger, number 45, Emmanuel Madamem Bandes, and agent 97, Jared Weeks, current New Zealand Breakers point guard.
It's an interesting number, 97. I don't know many people have that number. In the Southland team, a lot of experience, a lot of NBL experience, ANBL experience. They'd have to be the favourites tonight. But the Jets, young, enthusiastic. I commentated quite a few of the games last year. They always seem to be in it. Whether that's teams coming in probably not as prepared or not as not thinking that they're going to be much of a challenge, but they play hard, they play fast. You think it's going to be closer than most people thought?
I think it will be closer than what the TAB is predicting. Their trend this year has been in all 3 of the games that they've played in. Going down to 1 versus the Huskies early on this season, and their last game losing by 5 in Nelson to the Giants, which from watching probably a game the Jets would have liked to have had.
Yeah, as talking to Coach McTamney, I think it's a lot to do with youth, but they've got to be able to get over that hump at some stage and push through, and I guess that's where the value of the imports coming in, and not just taking over individually, but just taking that leadership role and making plays, whether it's for themselves or whether it's for someone else, and using the experience that they have to help these young fellas progress in the NBL. As you see, the starting lineup's been introduced. Starting 5 for the Manawatu Jets: Jackson Stubbins, Deshaun Knight, Wally Ellington, Karan Iverson, and Shane Tamara. Week 2 for Deshaun. I guess he as Coach McTamney said, he was a big part of their team last year, and they weren't expecting to have him, but they feel lucky to have him, to bring him back. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been happy with his first off performance, especially being in such a tight game. So we'll look for a big one from him.
Yeah, I'm expecting big things back on the home court here in Wanganui. Hopefully he can be a bit more efficient and lead this Manawatu Jets teams to perhaps an upset victory over the Southland Sharks.
Yeah, starting 5 for the Sharks: Alex Pledger, Jared Weeks, Todd Blanchfield, Hiram Harrison, Tom Vodonovich. And as we see, as you mentioned before, Ty Wynyard sitting on that Southland bench and reconnecting with his Breakers development coach and Coach Flavel. And talking with Judd before the game, he's obviously looking forward to this season, but he's got a new job at the new Melbourne club in the NBL as an assistant coach, and his family's trucked themselves down to Invercargill and then they'll truck themselves over to Melbourne. He's pretty excited about that opportunity, and obviously applying his trade here as a head coach and going over and furthering as an assistant coach as well. And known Judd for a long time, and when he was with the Breakers as a development coach, when I was with the New Zealand junior teams. Great guy, does well with his groups. A bit of a challenge here with sort of a flip-flop team from last year, but they still, as Southland does or has done for a number of years now, been right there or thereabouts as we're about to tip off. Upcoming games we have Rams Giants on May the 9th, 10th Sharks Giants. There's a lot of big games in this list, Double D. Jets and Saints, that'll be a big one for the Jets. Hawks and Ears, Rangers and Ears, Huskies and Sharks. The first 2 games stand out to me to be, you're looking at playoff teams there. They'll both be big games.
I managed to catch some of the Rams game the other night. I was very impressed with their defense. Certainly it looked like a top 4 team at the moment.
Yeah, I think they were without one of their imports for the first game, and since coming in they've been elite, I think. So it'll be interesting to see where they finish up and how whether the top 4 start to separate themselves, or whether there's more than 4, whether that's a more than a 4-horse race. Okay, here we go for the tip, opening tip.
Sharks ball to begin. A slight change to the starting lineups. Dom Poto is on the
starting lineup. He is
for the Southland Sharks. He was in the jump ball. It's instead of Tom.
Little horn set with a little back screen and dribble handoff. A lot of action to begin with.
Wide open 3 from Blanchfield, a little bit short.
Yeah, do you think that lineup was a change because of the speed of the Jets' bigs, or
possibly because they've left Alex Pledger out, who's not known for his foot speed? So perhaps that was a bit of an adjustment from Coach Flavel. Possibly there could be a few injury niggles from Friday night that we're not aware of, but for the moment they've got a smaller, more agile squad the Southland Sharks do on the court.
Yeah, smaller, but they've already got 2 offensive rebounds, which is something that the Jets will really have to sort out. They're not small in themselves, but they really got to take care of that glass and push their own stuff in transition to make sure that the Sharks don't get extra positions. You can't give a team like Southland all the extra positions. They're too good.
Yep, too deep. Plenty of experience on the bench. Alex Pledger, an import, and Jeremy Kendall yet to come off the bench.
Yeah, it's a nice luxury to have, wouldn't it be? Poto makes his first.
This is the second good box out from Karan Iverson. Here comes Deshaun Knight.
That'll be a good matchup with Weeks. Weeks a very good defender. Deshaun obviously a scoring point guard.
Good ball movement from the Jets. Bit of a contested 3 though.
Quite different styles, I think, too. The ball moves quite a bit for the Jets, but there's a lot of player movement for the Sharks.
Yeah. They run a lot of horn sets against Taranaki, back screens, getting Weeks, Blanchfield involved with Pledger, making the defence make a commitment to either the big guy going down low or the good shooters coming up to wing. And here's Blanchfield on cue, a little bit short. Jets off to the races.
Yeah, Blanchfield was a very good import last time I was here with Coach Paul Hanari when Paul was still down in Southland. They're well known to many New Zealanders.
He's been a regular player in the NBL, providing good contributions for the teams. Currently with the Illawarra Hawks.
Quick ball screen for the Jets. We saw in their first home game that they love to pick and pop. Their big shot, quite a number of threes.
Contested jump shot in the corner from Iverson.
I don't think the Jets have put any pressure on the rim at this stage. All perimeter jump shots. And the
Nice
Sharks,
post up.
conversely, have gone inside 2 or 3 times already. And Porto with a good seal and good finish. Another interesting look for the Jets as they missed that easy contested layup, but should have been an easy finish there for Ellenson.
Jared Weeks on the wings, with Deshaun Knight guarding.
They've started with 2 point guards, Double D, with Jackson Stubbins and Deshaun Knight.
Perhaps looking to put Deshaun at the 2, give him a break and bring up the ball.
Timeout, Coach McTamney with, again, another offensive rebound for the Sharks and an easy putback for Porto. I think the main role for Deshaun coming in after they switched imports was to mentor both Stubbins and Hayes Walker, the kid from Boys High who's in the squad. That's his primary job, is to get these guys up to NBL standard and help them learn and grow.
Absolutely.
And that'll be a great thing for especially Hayes being the younger of the two and being a Palmy product. So that'll be key to see how that goes throughout the season, whether they play on together, whether they play alongside, who plays at the end. But yeah, a fast start by the Sharks, which is probably to be expected. I wasn't expecting the Jets to be as cold as they were to start here. A number of 3-point attempts and a missed layup probably doesn't help.
Yeah. And giving up those second chance opportunities, it's a bit of a glaring stat after the first 3 minutes. Something the Jets will probably be talking about in this timeout.
Yeah, maybe switch of the defence too. Interesting to see if they go to zone here. They did that against the Huskies in the last game that we commentated.
Here's Darnay Samuels in for Jackson Stubbins. Hopefully that'll help the problem on the boards.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, been a pleasant surprise for the Jets. Good size, good footwork.
Can shoot it from the outside while bang down low.
Extended pressure here by the Sharks, slowing the Jets down. 14 seconds and they've barely got into a set. Iverson uses his ball skills to get to the basket, and another missed layup by the Jets.
Good tip out. Get a second chance opportunity. Here's Darnay Samuels off the bench. A little long, another overboard.
I like the effort here by the Jets. They've come out of the timeout, they've missed a couple of shots, but you can already see that their effort levels, especially on the offensive glass, have picked up.
Much better energy this timeout. Nice shot from Deshaun Knight to start his evening off with a made basket.
Good dish off there by Porto to Vodonovic.
Good team basketball by the Sharks.
Yeah, good spacing on the weak side and moved the ball quickly. Extra pass. A nice open shot in the corner over there by Ellison.
Knight draws 3 defenders, finds the open man who obliges with a made 3. Bit of a collision there.
Yeah, a lot of contact. Probably both teams wondering what was going on there.
Possession stays with the Sharks. Here comes Jeremy Kendall in for Dom Poto.
Yeah, good start by Porto. He finished well around the hoop made that last dish off.
A lot of energy as well, which coaches love to see. Don't want to have to coach energy, right, Darren?
No, it's one thing coaches don't want to do. Deep three by Blanchfield, short. A great rebound by Darnay Samuels.
3 of Blanchfield's threes are all short tonight, so perhaps he's feeling a fix from Taranaki's game on Friday.
And there's what we talked about with Weeks, a steal at half court and an N1 to finish. Very active, super high energy player, smart, and a good finish there.
He's probably the quickest guard we've got in the league, perhaps him and Knight. Certainly Weeks is known in the Australian League for his speed.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see him defend and how far he'll push up on Deshaun and how he manages to avoid on-ball screens and without switching. Mm-hmm. And there's the big bonus that they have, the Jets. Iverson, even though Blanchfield was guarding him as a guard himself, but he's got pretty decent handles, Iverson, when he goes.
Managed to get Blanchfield on his hip and then took him all the way to the basket. And not the easiest to finishes.
No, finished well with the left hand and has a chance to finish the three-point play. Puts the Jets within 4.
Jets look like they're in their zone, so let's see if they can force some tough shots and rebound out of it.
The Sharks took a little while to recognise that, but now I've got some penetration, but a wayward pass there by Kendall.
Forces Kendall off his feet and tries to pass him out. Good turnover by the Jets. See if they can convert on the other end.
Again, we've got extended pressure as Weeks falls back this time.
Horn set. Back screen into a stagger for Iverson. Flare curl, nice play.
Very good play.
Good finish.
Very
Great
good
finish.
play. And a great finish, as you say, by Samuels. But got miscommunication there by the Sharks. I actually like this zone by the Jets, very long, with Iverson at the top. They just need to be able to rebound out of it, which they did that time.
Certainly every time they've used it, it's paid dividends.
Yeah, I was surprised they went away with it so much against the Huskies. Great block there by Hiram Harris. Hawke's Bay player last year, moved down to Southland, maybe for some more time, maybe for some more just different experience.
I didn't get to see him play much last year, but he's certainly been impressive this year, contributing to his 3-1 Shark side.
He's one of those guys, like you say, coaches don't like to coach energy, but he's one of those ones you don't have to worry about that with him. He'll give you everything he's got. Sharks look like they could be in a zone on the baseline out of bounds. Open shot in the corner. No good. Doing a decent job of stopping transition. The Jets, the real only one they got was a quick ball screen and a dish off and the steal by Weeks as we get an open jump shot by Blanchfield. You cannot leave that guy alone.
Shooting 40% on the season. We all know that he's a very good jump shooter and do not want to leave him open.
Deshaun, that's his game. High ball screens, you saw it a lot in his warm-up before the game and pulling up around about the free throw line. Very good mid-range, and there's quite a few guards. We saw the Huskies
Trey Nichols
have a similar game as what Deshaun does.
Deshaun has a nice elevation on his jump shot. Not the tallest player, but he really gets up there before his release.
Yeah, and I guess that's one of the things that these young point guards, Stubbins and Walker, will be watching. How to use ball screens, how to create space, how to be able to score as well as find their teammates on the perimeter from Deshaun Knight. And you've got a live-in, basically tutor every night in practice, and obviously alongside him in games.
Played around the world, product of Illinois State. Experienced basketball player, point guard position. Jets
still in their zone.
Kendall for 3, short. Wally Ellison on board.
It's definitely slowed the Sharks down a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, less ball screens. Pull up by Deshawn.
They're certainly rebounding better after that first time out.
Nice shot over Ty Wynyard's hand. As Weeks gets all the way to the rim. Floater, no good.
Good hustle on the boards, Jared Weeks. And Blanchfield again. Step back. Short again. 1 from 5 from 3. Todd Blanchfield.
A little rush there. His feet set quite well on the one before. And that was a quite early trigger. Obviously might be part of their game plan, and if they get an offensive rebound, they look for a quick three.
Not a lot going on there for the Jets. A lot of standing around, and then we end up with a consistent three-point shot. Sure, they'd like to have that position back.
Yeah, they're staying in it here with the zone, though. Make inside the Porto, see if he can finish again.
Nice footwork, good finish.
Yeah, another good battle down there with a couple of Kiwi boys. Thought we're in for a barn burner early. Scoring slowed down a little bit more competitive. Bit more movement here, good for the Jets.
It's certainly a lot better than the last position.
Yeah, still the ball stalled a little bit, and we end up with a contested three. And the Sharks are off and running.
Back in the post.
Yeah, they love this early post pass. Warrant early. Terrible pass. But
Iverson on the break.
Sharks definitely looking to attack inside.
A lot of contact there for a no call, but Iverson finishes the basket anyway.
He does that really well, doesn't he? Gets his shoulder in there and makes a few off-balance shots, probably because of his size. Again inside. Oh. Referee Waylands gives him the get up.
He thought about blowing the charge, and
looks like she's giving him a warning for flopping. A lot of contact in the chest there, so.
Not often do you see many flopping warnings in the New Zealand Basketball League.
No. I mean, he looked like he was in good position, so he either was trying to sell it, or obviously the referee had a lot closer look than what we did. Good hit in the chest. Jets up looking inside. Deshawn got a little bit of a mismatch in the post. Or feels that he does anyway. Shoots over top. Good offensive rebound by Troy Kamara.
Something the Jets did really well in the first game against the Southern Huskies was they moved well when the ball was posting up. I noticed in that position just before everyone stood and watched Deshawn. I'd like to see a bit more ball movement off the ball if we're posting anybody up.
Yeah, probably a different mindset with these guys when Samuels gets the ball in the post, or even Karan. They're usually posting up bigs, and guards are in certain spots, and they're a little quicker to make their cuts. When you have the point guard posting up, sometimes the bigs don't realise that as quickly. But Tamara did a very good job of getting to the weak side to get that offensive rebound. As we say that, brother for brother.
Shane Subson, Shane Tamara, number 50.
And Hayes Walker's in there as well. Dane's still wondering what happened with that call, but he's talking to the wrong referee. Again, the Jets to be in their zone. Got a little deflection there. Kendall blocked. Got a great rebound by Porto. Put back. That kind of kills you. You do a great defensive play, get a great block, and someone sort of squeaks in there and gets a little chippy. Ruins that defensive position. Foul on the floor.
Knight draws a foul on Tinashe.
Another play you don't have to worry too much about effort with Tinashe. He gives everything out there on the floor. Not the biggest guy, but certainly energetic.
27 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Jets trailing by 3. Baseline out of bounds.
Looks like the Sharks are in some kind of zone here. Deshawn, good read. Thought his man sleeping a little bit, but fumbled and makes a tough turnaround jump shot. Michael Jordan-esque, but stays with the play. gets the turnover. What's the call here?
I think Iveson grabbed the rim before he tried to attempt his putback, which is illegal.
Is that just a warning? Is that not a
violation? I think
just a violation.
Can't pull yourself up on the rim and try and dunk it.
I can't really remember far enough back from when I used to grab the rim and try to do tip dunks and all that stuff, Double D. So
they haven't.
Maybe once.
8-foot hoop.
Yeah, out in the backyard. Ganashe here. Jets.
Last possession. 5 seconds to go.
Walker thinks they're in man-to-man. Someone thinks it's zone.
Great
a little
pass.
bit of miscommunication.
Tough way to end the quarter for the Jets.
Yeah,
nice.
They'll be disappointed. They did a great job getting back in that game after being down 7-0. To be tied within one. And now they're down 5 after one.
Jeremy Kendall made a nice dribble penetration to the heart of that zone. Defense stepped up, dropped it off for an easy layup. Give the Sharks a 5-point lead first quarter.
Yeah, still not an overly high-scoring game so far. I mean, like I said, we thought it was going to be a barn burner early.
No, certainly not as much transition as we expected, which is not always a bad thing as the crowd gets into the quarter-time festivities.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, great to see the outer regions getting to see some NBL basketball.
But a pretty good turnout here with about 3/4 of the grandstand full. This gym certainly allows for the noise to go a lot further than what it seems compared to the number of people.
Yeah, some very good players to come out of Wanganui too. Guys in my era, Glenn Newbold and Jonathan Disher. Two very good players out of Wanganui, or products of Wanganui. So Wanganui has a history of producing some good players. So if you were coaching the Sharks, Double D, what would be your messages in this quarter time?
I'd be trying to limit the turnovers at 4 in that quarter, which would equate to 16 for the game, which would be slightly too high. But definitely keep crashing the boards. I think mostly the 1 for 7 from 3, which is not good, but they were quality shots, so you'd encourage them to keep shooting and they'll eventually fall.
Yeah, I think for me, like the experience that they have is ride the waves. The Jets are going to give energy throughout the game, and they just got to stick with the course, stick with the game plan for them, and show their experience and their poise. For the Jets, they've got to take care of the little things and make sure they look after the glass, don't turn the ball over, run some good plays. Great set out of the quarter time break. Easy bucket there for Hayes Walker, cutting off a little rub screen out of the horn set.
Jets straight back into their zone.
Ganashe gets to the rim, dish off. Porto already finished quite a few shots inside.
Another O-board for the Sharks. Harris directing traffic. Donovan posting up and Samuels. Good pass out and Kendall for 3. Got it.
Very nice looking jump shot by Kendall. I watched him in the warm-ups and he must have made about 13 or 14 in a row. Missed one and then made another 10 in a row. So a very good shooter. Shot clock winding down. Needs to get a hand up for the Jets.
Took a long time to get into that set, and then Hayes Walker doesn't need a set. Straight to the basket for a layup.
Yeah, he handled the pressure pretty well there. I don't know if I'd be putting that much pressure up on Hayes and giving him the exit to be able to get to the rim.
Foul, driving baseline. Referee calls it as he's going up, even though he looked like he was about to pass. 2 shots for Hiram Harris.
And Hiram not really known as a shooter either. I mean, whether the scouts there on making him take a contested shot or allowing him to get by you off the dribble. I think if it was me defending him, I'd probably want him to shoot a contested jumper rather than use his wiliness along the baseline to be able to get and ones or get to the free throw line.
Bit of pressure here from the Sharks.
And the Sharks would have seen this against the Huskies or the Jets. The younger point guards didn't handle the pressure as much as what they would have liked. A great offensive rebound again by Tamara.
Sharks on the break. Here comes Kendall surveying the floor. Looked like it had been a bit of trouble, but ended up getting the foul. And something the Jets will look to contain as the transition baskets.
And that's one for young players to learn. He's had 2 fouls now that he probably thought weren't fouls, or tried to take a charge on one, tried to get a block on that end. And they just have to, not let that affect their game, not let the mental side of their game suffer by emotion. And you can see the poise of the Sharks. They don't let that stuff bother them, and that's probably the difference between a young team and a championship team.
Certainly a lot of experience in the Sharks all throughout the roster, whether it be NBL, Breakers development, or just experience in the National League.
Yeah, Hayes doing a much better job with pressure, extended pressure this time.
Allison back on the court. Iverson for 3, got it. Good to see Iverson hit a shot. Hopefully that'll help open things up for him. Ooh.
Great rebound, Tamara. Yo-yo dribble, Iverson. Foul called at half court.
Here comes Agent 9 and 7, Jared Weeks.
Maybe that's why he's got the 97 number. You're right, Double D.
We're seeing him playing at Spark Arena in Auckland this coming NBL season. 1 year left on his contract.
If you watch the Jets here, the last few possessions, the extended pressure has really slowed them from getting into something, whether that's off the ball foul here. Allison, very active in the glass against the Huskies.
Using his high jump prowess to get in there and tip some boards.
Yeah, it's more than his athletic ability though. It's just his constant effort to get to the glass. And we all know one player that's probably the best of that we've ever seen, Mika Vakona.
Yep, absolutely.
Again, not a good athlete, but not the greatest athlete, but just relentless.
Good passing here by the Jets.
Very good extra pass.
This is a 3. Fast break. Good transition defense to stop the initial fast break.
And there's Harris again along that baseline.
Got the mismatch in transition with Hayes, which is something the Jets wouldn't want to see. It's, certainly the size and weight advantage for Harris, and he makes Hayes pay for being in the wrong position.
Yeah, and experience too, underestimate just being around good players as long as possible, and that's again why I mentioned Deshaun Knight being here, hopefully teaching these kids. But I don't know if these guys read a scouting report or not, but Hiram Harris is left-handed, and he's gone left-hand along the baseline. The last 4 times he's had it down towards that area, so hopefully they'll take that away in the future. Make him do something that he's not comfortable doing. Great seal, Ellison down low, and good find by Iverson. That's all we like to see. Iverson's a very good passer when he wants to get his teammates involved.
Good perseverance by Ellison down there. They worked him on the far side and swung the ball across, and he got the seal for the layup.
Vodonovich for 3. Sharks up 8.
A lot of extended pressure on Knight trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Again, if you're an opposing coach, you'd probably want that to happen. Iverson's going to get his points, and if you can make him work as hard as possible and take away everybody else's points, you've probably got a good chance of winning. That's hopefully where Iverson learns that if he can move the ball early, get his teammates involved, and then score when we need him to down at the end of the game. 15 left in the shot clock.
Jets just getting into their work now. Fake handoff. 6-5. Pass.
Great screen roll.
Great pass from Deshaun Knight.
Again, I know I've said this a number of times, but hopefully Stubbins and Walker were watching that, how quickly the ball got out of Deshaun's hands as he peeked the screen and got the roller going to the basket. And the rotation was a little slow getting to Tamara rolling, and they managed to stop him and make him earn it on the free throw line.
Timeout here to the Southland Sharks. I want to talk it over. Have a 6-point lead with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Again, Double D, timeout here. What are the Jets talking about here?
They're getting a lot of dribble penetration, kickouts for threes. Blanchfield, while he's shooting, probably I think 1 for 7 right now. He's probably not going to carry on for the rest of the game, so you don't want to let him heat up. And then the mismatches in the post, like you said before, scouting reports, Hiram Harris driving left, and you take away their strong, what they're good at, and force them into their second or third option.
Yeah, Jets shooting 36% from the field and Sharks 46. That's probably the difference right now. And as you said, having Blanchfield go 1 of 7 and still be shooting 46 as a team, that's a pretty good look for the Sharks. It means everybody else is being very efficient. For the Sharks, I probably think that they were just talking about their rotations and ball screens, their game plan. Once they have whoever they want bringing the ball up the floor, how do they set the defence? Are they keying it into Iverson, or are they letting him sort of go one-on-one and try and create plays? Are they helping? Who's rotating? And again, like I said before, managing to ride the waves of the Jets and stay poised and show their experience rather than panicking.
Jets are in a man. Let's see what the after timeout players. Good penetration, great pass.
Yeah, very patient on that ball screen. Snaked it and just waited for the defence to overcommit, and Potter get to the right spot and is able to finish an easy layup.
Kendall certainly looks to be a pass first point guard, which coaches love to see. There's other players involved.
There's the pick and pop that we saw a lot. And again, Ellison making an annoyance of himself on the offensive glass. It'll be interesting to see if the scored unsportsmanlike or just a regular foul. Just a regular foul.
Be interesting to see a replay. I almost think there might have been a bit of an acting job there.
Bit of a flop.
Yeah. Maybe the Jets got one back on the refs.
Yeah, nonetheless, a foul called.
Baseline out of bounds for the Jets.
Look at Blanchfield set up here. Not guarding anybody, just defending space.
Perhaps they've done a good job scouting.
Yeah, in their 2-3 zone. Taking away cutters. Not a huge amount of imagination there by the Jets on the baseline out of bounds play.
Still got a nice look out of it. Unfortunately, Hayes couldn't make them pay.
Yeah, when you're in great pass. Good into action there by the two bigs.
A little bit too easy there by the Sharks. Jets won't be happy with that. Iverson curls.
Look for that little curl cut off those high ball screens again.
Tough shot by Iverson. Good defense from Vodonovic. Sharks are on the break. Good pass.
It's one of the first true fast breaks we've seen.
Good finish by Toddy.
Jets got to get their focus back and not give up that easy stuff in transition. Deshaun, too easy.
Nice little in and out. Hangs for the finish.
Great body control there, drawing the contact, taking away the size of Vodonovic and his ability to contest. Again, we might be in for that barn burner eventually anyway, Double D. Scoring's becoming pretty easy the last couple of minutes.
The Jets might want to go back to their zone to see if they can slow them down. Good fake. Nice fake one. Knight up and under. It's a little easy basket.
Very good
Sharks
player,
come straight back.
Deshaun. Oh, that'll be interesting. If he's shooting, then that could have been a goaltend.
I think
on the floor.
referee Wellens pointed to the baseline. Should the sideline now.
Good extended minutes there from Hayes Walker. Stubbins in for him.
Made a couple of layups, handled the pressure all right.
It's all a learning curve, isn't it, for him? How quickly you can get, there's that zone that you talked about, Double D. They give up a contested open three, really.
See if the Jets can answer back. It's a 10-point lead now. Jets will want to close this for the half. Bit of a risky pass there. Kendall for near steal.
I kind of like the Jets' actions when Iverson and Deshaun play off the ball a little bit early in the offense and get some movement going. Tends to be a lot of standing around if they are bringing the ball up, especially if they slow down. And I think that's to the advantage of the Sharks if they do that. But when they're moving, they seem to create a lot of trouble.
Certainly when they've got the ball in the hands, there's not a lot going on. Don't really end up with a desirable shot.
11 on the shot clock.
Stubbins, Iverson, wide open three. Couldn't make it count.
Could have been a little bit of a push there by Puerto Tamaro. Crashed the boards pretty hard. Doing a great job of that early ball screen and getting to the front of the rim.
Another nice pass from Kendall. Putting on a point guard clinic here.
Oh, Iverson wanted the contact on that, and again Tamara.
Making a nuisance of himself on the offensive boards.
Yeah, both him and Ellison do a very good job getting into the right positions. Tamara looks like a great rebounder.
Blanchfield up top. Panache, pull-up jumper.
Well contested there by Stubbins.
Here come the Jets. Block the foul in transition. I think that'll be 2 shots for Deshaun Knight, which will be much needed for the Jets.
Yeah, he did a very good job initially of trying to get in front, and Deshaun recognised that he was probably moving a little bit too fast one way, crossed over, created the contact. Pretty easy call for the referees. Coach McTamney not very happy on the sidelines. He might have saw something either after the foul or certainly questioning what's going on.
Certainly we're in a close ball game a couple of minutes ago, so we're looking to close that gap before the half. 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Jets back in their 3-2.
Sharks very patient. Blanchfield the pull-up. Misses another shot.
Just like early in the first, when the Jets went to that zone, the movement and especially the player movement of the Sharks really limits against that zone. So I'm sure Coach Flavel will be talking about that at halftime. That's a deep, deep three.
Bit too deep by the looks of it. The NBL's 4th leading scorer in Wally Ellison misses that shot. We've got a timeout here. Second run by the Sharks. Interestingly, by up 10, but perhaps with the shortened bench today, he's looking for a bit of an extra rest, using the timeout before he can't use it.
As you mentioned, Ellison 4th leading scorer for the league, for the Souths NBL, at 23 points a game. Ethan Ruspatch from the Hawks is leading that. Very good year for Ethan at 25.6 points per game. Definitely pushing for a Tall Blacks nod going into the World Cup, I think. Other standout performers, Craig Moller from the Huskies is leading the league in rebounding at 14. Iverson here of the Jets has fifth on 9.3. Jared Kenny of the Hawks leading the Souths NBL in assists at 7.8. And one of the players here today, Jared Weeks, is fourth at 5.8. Won't be long before Kendall pushes his thing for that. Been a very good passer, like you say. Top 3-point percentage person in the league, Ethan Rustbach, and that's probably why he's up there in scoring, at shooting threes at 53.2%.
And I'm pretty sure he's taken approximately about 10 a game, so any coach would be happy with a 3-point shooter at 50%, but especially at his volume.
Yeah, and Porto here for the Sharks is leading at 75%, 2-point field goal percentage, and he's very much helping that cause today with all the layups that he's managed to get.
Nice little flare screen. Jared Weeks comes up short, but the O-board, and Blanchfield makes him pay.
Southland do a very good job of out-of-timeout plays. The Jets have done a good job today as well, but Southland, exceptional at that. They've probably scored on all but maybe one of them today.
Nice pass by Allison.
Pass. Lovely separation too by Tamara. Opened up, got down and received it.
Finished strongly after a little bobble at the start.
Tinashe up top.
Weeks certainly looking to be more of a distributor today after dropping 33 points against Taranaki. There he is on cue. Takes a shot, misses the bunny. Here come the Jets.
Got to make
Transition
that
free. Wow, it's a good look. Got to make them.
Yeah, that's a good find by Deshawn.
Not trying to force it against three players.
Sure, he would have preferred a well-known shooter. Stubbins not known for his three-point shooting.
Another O-board by the Sharks. Another 2 points.
Great ball screen defense there by Portugal, not allowing Deshawn to split the on-ball. Deshawn looks like he thinks he might have been fouled, or a football, or obviously something he wants.
Fix the scoreboard. Siren going off. 35 seconds to go. Jets down by 12. They'd probably like to cut it by 8 ideally, get a 2-for-1. See what happens.
I think it's the shot clock might have blew out.
Pull up three.
Yeah.
Buried it.
That's a tough shot then. When you're struggling a little bit, those are the kind of threes you almost have to take, and they help you with your confidence sometimes because you're not expected to make them.
Shot clock's off here. We've got 10 seconds to go. Kendall on the drive. Too easy. 7 seconds for the Jets. 5, 4.
There's a dunk to finish.
Here we go. Wally Olsen. Show us what you got. Ooh. And almost a three-quarter court by Kendall.
That a way to finish the half, huh?
Got the crowd up and going. We'll have some halftime interviews soon. Darren Larson makes his way down. Well, the Jets probably won't be very happy with being down 9 points, but it's certainly better than 12 or 15 as it was trending. They managed to keep it close for probably the first 13 or 14 minutes within 5 or 6 points. But offensive rebounding, ball screen defense probably let them down, and we couldn't quite keep intact. So we've got some halftime stats here. The Sharks shooting 50% with 10 offensive rebounds. It's always going to be tough to beat that. The Jets only at 35. All right, Darren Larson's with Jackson Stubbins.
Okay, here with Jackson Stubbins of the Manawatu Jets. A little bit of a slow start out of the gate, down 7-0. You did a great job coming back. What do you think Coach is talking about going into the huddle here?
Getting killed on the boards. They're just out-rebounding us. We just got to get the ball in, run them off their feet. They're not really doing a good job at the moment.
Yeah, they're a big side, obviously an experienced side. You guys are young and you're showing lots of effort and intensity out there. As you can see, with the big guys that they have. Obviously, how do you think you're going to fix that rebounding? I mean, it's all good to say we're going to rebound. What do you think?
We just got to find bodies and hit them, really. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, and obviously you got some good rebounders. Down on the offensive end, how you feeling the flow there with your team?
The ball's sticking a bit. Got to start moving the ball around and we'll get open shots like that.
All right, good luck for the rest of the half.
That was Jackson Stubbins. Darren Larson's will be with Alex Pledger, former Breakers centre, standing at 7'1". Look at this height difference you'll see here.
Pledger, a little bit of a size difference, so I'm going to have to hold the microphone high. Good. You let them back in the game there a little bit, and then you extend it again in the second quarter. How do you think? What do you think Coach Flavel's talking about now?
It's a game of runs a little bit in that first half. I think just continuing our pressure defensively. I think at times, just when we've been getting up the floor, we've been very good and running the other way in transition. And I think just continuing the things that we're doing, building a wall with Iverson and Knight so that they can't get to the basket and, try and make their other guys make some plays. And, we've got a handy lead at the moment, so hopefully you can have another half like we did the first one. You
look very good when they're in the man-to-man. When they switched to that zone with Iverson at the top, the ball sort of slowed a little bit. Do you think Judd will be putting something in place there to get the ball moving against the zone? Or?
Yeah, I think just getting the ball inside is the key to that, whether it's like a high post or like a short corner, just getting the ball inside, making them collapse a little bit, and we've got some guys who can knock down shots, so I think just getting the ball inside will be the big thing about that. Yeah.
And you were supposed to start today, you haven't been on yet. Something wrong, or are you just having a bit of a rest?
I just took a poke in the eye in our last game against Taranaki, and unfortunately I can't see out of it very well, so it's a tough game to play when you can't see, so we'll see how it goes next week.
Yeah, no points for hitting the hoop, so it's kind of hard if you can't see. All right, good luck for the second half and good luck for the rest of the year.
Cheers, thank you.
That was Alex Pledger with Darren Larson. All right, let's recap some stats. The Jets are shooting 38% to the Southland Sharks 51%, which is not a good sign for the Jets. From three-point land, both teams are pretty similar. The Jets are 3 for 15 for 20%, while the Southland Sharks are 3 for 13 at 23%. Free throws, pretty similar. Jets are 100%, 7 for 7, while the Sharks are 6 for 8. Here's the story of the first half. The Sharks have a +9 rebounding advantage, and 10 of those are come on the offensive end. And then let's look at the turnovers quickly. The Sharks have 5 and Jets have 2.
See you back here after these adverts.
Oh, nice little pocket pass.
There we go, and it done.
Just throws it down.
That was big.
Straight to the opposition.
That is a great pass there. Oh, I don't have to clap, sorry.
Oh, nice cut and pass out there.
Manawatu hits the 3. That's right.
Here he is again, that man.
And there it is. Never looked like missing.
There's Dane O'Leary. Mismatched on Weeks, and he gets right down the lane and dunks it.
See, it's times like this they just want one and done, but he's gotten all the way to the hoop there.
As they go to Kevin Foster down low against Weeks, and
blocked by Ty Wynyard.
Wow. Kevin Foster, nice pass to Gomez, so finally gets on the board.
Early, and he's down the drain pipe with that one after it spun around the rim.
And That'll be it. 0-3 Southland Sharks, 108. Beating the home squad, still former Taranaki Mountaineers, 91.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's, authentic New York pizza.
Here's Everett Bartlett, the man with the dicky ankle, gets it back into the big fella, who stuffs it.
He turns it over. Oh, Jordan kick to Harrison, and Harrison throws it down.
Consistent constant defensive pressure.
Well, there it is again, Rob Lowe, away he goes up, throws it down.
There, Burton with the ball in his hands, lobbing it up there. Oh, look out!
Offloads it's up, 2-on-1. Oh, man, some highlight material there.
Tukaha.
It means stand strong. To the great challenges we face. To stand strong with our brothers and sisters.
With our families and our communities.
With our supporters. With those who lift us up to take on the world.
It's the name of our haka. Tāringa whakarongo kia moru.
Stand strong.
Stand with us.
Tukaha, New Zealand.
Offloads it's up, 2-on-1. Oh, man, some highlight material there.
Not able to get an open look. 4 on the shot clock, and the tip passed out to Tolove. Open 3, and this one goes in.
He turns it over. Oh, Jordan kick to Harrison, and Harrison throws it down.
Play on home, Harris. That's the shot clock, not the game clock. Mitch McCarron for 3 at the buzzer, and that backs in.
There, Burton with the ball in his hands, lobbing it up there. Oh, look out!
Knight over the 7-footer. Well, he doesn't get over the 7-footer.
And welcome back here to Wanganui in round 4 of the Sal's NBL Championship with the Manawatu Jets versus the 0-3 Southland Sharks. I'm Darren Larson, here with me Ryan Doubledam. Interesting listening to Big Alex Fletcher talking at halftime about building a wall, obviously with Karan and Deshawn. Obviously they'll be trying to make it as difficult as possible to get to the rim, but also make them passes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a good ploy for you?
Yeah, certainly. And so far they've been forcing the issue a bit. If you look at the stats, Iverson's 3 for 13. Perhaps he could do a better job in the second half of drawing the second and third defender and upping his assist total, or his secondary assist total. I thought Deshaun Knight's picked his spots pretty well in the first half, but the Sharks done a good job in containing the Jets' main scorers, making other people make plays.
Yeah, I mean Deshaun's shooting 50%, which is pretty good. If you're a coach, you'd be happy with a guy shooting 50%. My only thing with Deshaun is he's got 2 assists. We saw that brilliant pass that he made to Tamara on that little pick and roll where Tamara was fouled, so he possibly could have a couple of extra assists if they were counted as well. But yeah, my thing here, if I was coaching against the Jets, would be make Deshaun and Iverson make tough shots. They're going to get their points, of course, but don't help too much. Make it as tough as possible. Make them scorers and not passers.
Inefficient scorers.
You don't want non-scorers in the Jets to be able to, get 12 to 16 points. You want to keep them, 6 and under. Make Iverson and Deshaun Knight make tough shots, and if they make them fine with good defense. Southland's doing a great job of moving the ball. If I was the Jets coach, as Stubbins said at halftime, taking care of the glass and not giving Southland extra opportunities, and they did a very good job for a quarter and a half of stopping the transition of the Southland Sharks. So going back to shaping their defense up in transition.
Getting back in transition, cleaning up the boards. All right, start of the second half. Pin down for Blanchfield, short, and another O board. Says we're talking about it. Coach Killer.
Jets are out in their zone straight up, but without Iverson at the top that time. Ellison at the top, which probably you lose a little bit in length.
Nice set, dribble handoff off Staggers, and Ellison obliges with a 3.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see much more of the Jets. An offensive set where guys are moving, whether it's ball screens, whether it's off ball screens, whatever it is. Ball moves, people move, makes it tougher for the defense.
First options, secondary options, creating extra pass opportunities. Ball stay with Southland here.
Yep, Jets in the zone as well on the baseline, out of bounds. It's coming pretty popular, really, zoning in-line out of bounds.
Trying to take away the easy layups to the rim, make them get it in and run something different.
Weeks late shot clock. Vodonovic the short baseline jump shot.
Weeks gets downhill and draws a couple of defenders, makes an easy pass.
Ellison.
3 again, heat check, little short.
Yeah, great box out there by Vodonovic. Doesn't get the rebound, but helps his team to get the rebound.
Interesting that Hayes started the second half over Stubbins.
Yeah, they played a lot more minutes too, and I don't think anyone was more effective than the other. Hayes got a couple of drives to the hoop, made a layup or so, but both of them looked similar other than that.
Jets off to the races here. Good pass. Hayes
Walker.
for 3. Buries it.
Walker says, didn't you see that, Darren? So as we talk.
That's why I started the second half.
Yeah, I mean, he gives the Jets more shooting than Stubbins does. Stubbins gives him a bit more experience, a bit more speed.
Another O ball from the Sharks.
Yeah, just poise, isn't it? There's a difference. Taking care of the little things.
Jets on the break again. A mismatch. Deshaun wants an isolation. Draws a second defender. Iverson drives, draws a foul.
He's got that long, loopy step. I played with and coached a guy very similar, Stacey Lambert. Loved, not quite as tall as Iverson, obviously, but Stacey loved that little up fake and 2 long strides to create contact, and did a great job, just like Iverson does, of getting fouled. And a good shooter Stacey was. Iverson makes the first.
Jared Weeks has looked a little bit more aggressive in these first 2 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, and this is what the Jets do, eh? They stay within. They're not 8 points is not now 7, not heaps. And they just hang around. They just got to learn to get over that hump. Southland definitely won't make it easy for them. Great defense there by Iverson.
Gets the crowd involved. Good turnover, good stop after a couple of O boards.
Walker calls out the play.
See what they run here. Yeah,
Ball
looks
on
like
set. Stag go away.
handoff for Ellison. Good fake. Deshaun for 3. Short. Good eye board. Here we go. Tidy finger roll by Iverson.
Yeah, that'll help his field goal percentage. A little chippy at the rim with a great offensive board.
5-point game. Can the Jets get another stop? Oh.
There goes. There's Hiram again along that baseline. This time with his right hand. The Jets really need to make him a shooter.
And he just took a 3 and missed it as well. Play off him a little bit. Iverson's got long arms. Probably doesn't need to close out that far.
Yeah, I actually prefer the zone with Iverson up the top. Very long, very active. It's not like they lose much rebounding by chucking Ellison down there. A very good rebounder himself. Maybe a little height, length. Maybe Coach McTammany's seen that they want a little bit more contesting down low with the size of Iverson. A slight guy anyway, just longer and leaner.
They're certainly looking to get the ball out of Knight's hands. Someone else bring it up. Iverson for 3 behind the ball screen. Too long. And here come the Sharks.
And that's what the Southland team want, I think. Iverson just dribbling the ball up and yo-yoing it a couple of times and then taking a contested 3.
Outstanding move by Vodonovic. Misses the layup.
The old $1 million move and 10-cent finish.
Walker, Mr. 3, good board. Oh, Tamara, hard luck.
I really love the athleticism of Tamara. He really gets up for those boards. And not a player that needs the ball in his hands a lot too, just does his job. Gets on with his work.
Second time to charm for Todd Blanchfield. Buries that after another offensive rebound by the Sharks.
Oh, that's an and 1. Vodonovic's not a very good job getting back in transition there, making it hard for Ellison. An easy rip to the rim and good look ahead by Hayes.
The Jets are not having much trouble scoring this quarter, but need to string some stops together to close this deficit. Ellison at the line to attempt to convert the 3-point play. Misses. 8-point game here. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Shallow cut into a ball screen for Blanchfield. Another 3.
He hasn't had many good looks, has he?
No.
Quite a few tough shots for Blanchfield. Ellison says, I'm going to go drop you off at the rim.
Thought he was going to throw that one down. Almost thought there could have been another and 1 there.
A little contact.
Kendall, mid-range jumper, buries it.
Yeah, Hayes didn't do a very good job of stunting that. Got caught in between 2 players, could have stunted the ball and got back to his and let the rotations happen. Another thing young players need to get a little better at.
Iverson, another 3-on-2 fast break, good pass.
Did a pretty good job of recovering there. And I thought maybe the player on the right there was a little bit more open and would have turned Iverson around a bit more. But Hiram did a very good job of going aggressively to the basket. And one of those calls that sometimes looks like a block, sometimes looks like a foul. And the refs, more often than not, give it the benefit of the doubt to the shooter.
Absolutely. Gives themselves two free throws for sprinting down the court. This is the first.
5 minutes to go. Jets down 8. As you said, need to string stops together, but also their scores. Darnay Samuel's back in the game. See if he can be a little bit more productive than the first half.
Hayes Walker running the show.
Finds Darnay in the corner. Oh, that could be, oh no. Yeah, Mel Wayland looks like she's going to overhaul the score.
Jets ball, good hustle by Wally Ellison.
Yeah, that catch in the corner there, Double D, like, not often, if you fumble the first pass and you shoot that three, you have to be a pretty good, outstanding shooter to lose that rhythm and still be able to make that shot. You saw the difference there of Hayes, running off that ball screen to someone like Deshaun. Hayes was coming off that ball screen looking to who can I pass the ball to, rather than understanding that he was pretty much the open one, whereas Deshaun comes off there going, okay, well, I'm the scorer right now until the defense reacts and makes me a passer. Sometimes more a scorer than he should be, but as a good point guard, as you come off that ball screen, your first instinct is to score, and then you read the defense and make the right play. And it looked like Hayes had kind of made his decision before he came off that ball screen, and then he kind of threw it to the big, not in a very good position anyway. And that's what we're hoping that Deshaun will be able to teach Hayes and Jackson as point guards to be aggressive, come off. Point guards need to be able to take that mid-range jumper off ball screens if the defense sags like the Sharks did then.
And that might have been a bit of scouting from the Sharks, is when Hayes or Jackson's just ball screens sag off. With Deshaun, that's probably his bread and butter, is to pull up jumper. You don't really want to give Deshaun too many open looks from mid-range. Sharks in their zone. Jets after timeout play. Let's see if they've drawn up anything special. For Ellison cutting the hoop.
Oh, trap the baseline. Interesting, trapping the corner there out of the baseline's play and sped the Jets up and they get the ball back.
Fumbled it out of bounds. Bit of perspiration on the court.
Is this a necessity, you think, now, Double D? Like both teams, and we've seen it a lot, like even the NBA, teams play with 2 point guards a lot, or 2 scoring guards. Southland have got it in Weeks and Kendall, and you can see here where the Jets have got Deshaun running the 2 and Hayes at the 1. Even though you'll see Deshaun probably handle the ball more, Hayes not your prototypical 2 guard.
I think players are just becoming more hybrid, can play multiple positions, and then coaches would prefer to have everyone be able to handle the ball. You can start fast breaks, and if they're trying to take the ball away from someone, the other player can bring it up.
Oh, great defense, Hayes.
After the break, we've got Wally Ellison on the right. Ooh, that's an out. Almost an and 1. Blanchfield collects him on the head, go to the line for 2, try and get it down to a 7-point game here.
Yeah, great stop and early transition for the Jets. Hayes stayed on the ground and it was pretty long for a guard, and Kendall was very patient there and didn't have many options, so tried to take the turnaround, and Hayes stayed with it, and a good kick ahead for Ellison to try and finish in transition.
Ellison had a very productive third quarter so far as he misses the free throw.
That's one of the things, Jets coming from behind, they've got to make the free throws. They've got to not turn the ball over, and they've got to take care of the defensive glass. Jets in their zone.
Blanchard, push off.
That's a big time shot.
That is tough.
Ellison did all you could do.
He lost that going up and then just flipped it in. Jets getting each other's way right here. Not the best passing.
Not a very fluid position for sure.
No. Here we go.
Let's see if they've sorted this baseline out of bounds play against this zone. Tamara's open, but I'm not sure he realises it. That's a good feed.
There we go.
They're often the best opportunity against the zone on the baseline. Just cut the space. Lovely in and out dribble and find
nice
there.
pass. Ty Wynyard, hook shot.
Big fella down low.
Sharks throwing the ball away.
Well, referee's going to converse. Coach McTamney wants a tick for a delay of game.
I think you have to. The refs have to give a warning first time, and then next time they do, it'll be a technical foul.
Coach McTamney saying that's the third time that the Sharks have done that. But
bit of a disagreement here.
Referee Whalen's not having a bar of it. Sharks with extended pressure
3-on-2
now.
fast break. Good
Great
pass. Nice finish. Troy Tamara, dunk. Sometimes that extended pressure creates a fast break opportunity, which the Jets took there.
That's a pretty good pass between two defenders, though. Tamara did a good job of staying in the right position. And there we see the Jets giving up another board.
They forced, they got lucky with Blanchfield missing an open three, and then they give up another offensive rebound. The trend's continuing. So the Jets want any chance of clawing their way back. They're going to need to make sure that they stop giving the Sharks two or three opportunities every time they come down the floor. It was missed by Hiram Harris.
Oops, I think he left early there. Got away with it, got his own. That's an absolute no-no. An offensive board off a free throw. Cannot have it.
Draws the lead out to 10 points with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Knight is trying to use the ball screen.
Yeah, Weeks unlucky there.
It's bailed out by a bit of a foul after Knight lost control.
Yeah, it's one of those times where you go for a loose ball and you just judge it just wrong and you unluckily get a foul, but unfortunately that's the right call by the referees. 2:44 to go, Jets down 10.
Box set here. We're going to do flare screen. Tomorrow, we'll pin down. What are we doing, Jets? Alright, Hayes has got the ball. 9 seconds on the clock. Ball screen, Ellison. Step back. Got it.
Yeah, nice shot. Defense gave him that little left-hand drive, a great step back. Ellison producing here in the third quarter.
Good deflection. It's off the knee. Jets ball.
Big couple of possessions here for the Jets. Stopping a score or scoring a stop. Sharks
taking the ball out of the Knights' hands here. Allison, Harris guarding. Ball screen doesn't use it. Knight slows it down. Allison for three.
A good old zero step there, double D. Oh.
Jeremy Kendall gets his hands in there.
Oh, that's a great block.
Jets managed to keep it alive. Frantic play here. Knight slows it down. Minute 40 to go.
See this almost, see if the Southland look to really, oh, they've switched that. Last couple
Tough
of times
shot.
they've
Good
almost
board.
trapped it.
Tamara.
Good finish, Tamara. Jets within 6.
Crowd climbing into this game here.
This is a big time position, they need to stop.
Another block. It'll stay Sharks position though. Tanashi subs in for Agent 97, Jared Weeks.
16 on the shot clock.
Corner, missed him. Tough shot.
There we go. Now we've got
Give
a
it up,
2-on-1.
Hayes. There you go. Nice finish.
Might get a timeout here by Southland. No. Coach Flavel says we'll stick with our experience.
They might have already used one, so he's probably saving 2 just for the fourth quarter. Crowd really into the game now.
Oh, big time play. Big shot.
Jeremy Kendall for 3.
Jets need to show some poise here, though. Don't panic. They've used a lot of energy getting back in this game. Great pass. Good block by Donovich.
Jets should have the last possession. Let's see if they can get a stop here. Kendall. Good rebound.
We've got numbers if they go.
Foul.
And Hiram gets his hands caught in the cookie jar. Ellison will go to shoot 2. Shot clock will almost be off. 24.2 to go. Shot clock's going to go off.
Ellison can make these 2, and then we get a stop. It'll be a 5-point game heading into the 4th, which I'm sure the Jets will be pretty happy with the way things have gone.
Yeah, it's one of those things though. I mean, again, as a young team, showing lots of energy and effort and clawing back into this game, the growth will be what they do once they go into this last quarter, and being able to benefit from that fight back and be able to kick into another gear or make one last push down the end instead of relaxing after they've put in all that effort.
Ellison splits the pair. 1 second differential, but only shot clock, game clock.
Punch screen.
Blanchfield contested 3.
Oh, might have got fouled.
4, 3, 2, got to shoot it.
Oh.
Just misses the layup. Referee's going to call it off.
Wow, that would have been a big play, and the crowd was pretty excited.
I'm not sure if I saw Tom Blanchard on the ground after that 3. I'm not sure if he got fouled or not, but he certainly thinks so. 6-point game. Jets down 76-70.
Coach McTamney really pushing that this case for that basket to count. Unfortunately, I don't think the refs are going to change their mind.
The Jets have improved their field goal percentage up to 42, while the Southland Sharks have slipped down to 47, as the scores have got slightly closer since halftime.
Yeah, this will be a big test for the Jets coming out in this quarter. Southland, you know, are going to come out here and play with poise and show their championship credentials here. How can the Jets keep the effort that they've got and still manage to play with a little bit of poise? And I think it's obviously the ball will be flowing through Deshaun and Karan, but not having the ball stick. They've done a pretty good job on the defensive end those last few possessions. Probably 3 or 4 blocks in the last 5 minutes. And it's just converting those opportunities, and they've probably let themselves down once or twice, and it seems like we're harping on a bit with this, but you know, when you're down and you're a young team, boards really diminish you, and if they can take care of that, I think they'll be in there with the last 5 minutes. But these first 2 or 3 minutes out of this quarter will be huge. You know, Southland will be over there talking about all the things that they need to do, and Manawatu, Coach McTamney will be again trying to encourage the effort and the intensity to stay there and learning from their mistakes from the last couple of games and just staying with things, controlling the controllables, not letting referees' decisions influence them, and trying to keep level heads.
It'll be the Jets ball coming out of the half, so hopefully Coach McTamney's drawing up some magic to start the scoring off of the Jets here in the 4th quarter.
Poacher a little quiet in that half. He had 15 in the first half and 17 now. But as you can see, quite balanced. 12, 17, 11 and 16 for 4 of the Southland Sharks. And then you see probably the big 3, Deshaun with 14, Ellison with 21 and Iverson with 12. The Jets really need that 4th and 5th double-figure scorer. Jets ball.
Hayes Walker, Tamara and Ellison on the court, along with Iverson and Knight.
Little stagger away.
Hand off for Ellison. Start of this play off the half. Not quite the same result. Good look though.
Going for the hot hand too. Smart play coming out by Coach McTemney. Ellison has 21 on 8 for 14 shooting, so a good option first up. Now they need to get a stop. Harris again. The Jets not making him a shooter, making him a driver.
Right down the middle. Uses his right hand for the layup. Ellison on the attack.
The steps ball. Good deflection, good hands by Hiram Harris.
19 on the shot clock. Sharks in the zone now.
Good extra pass.
Corner 3. Misses it.
This will be key for the Jets. That's 2 positions where they get a 3-point shot. What are they going to do on this position? Can they get something going to the rim? It could be a kick out 3, but they've got to put pressure on the rim here. There we go. Deshaun gets to the basket.
Tough shot. Draws a foul though. Stops the clock. 2 shots from the free throw line.
Smart point guard, knowing, you know, that, like I said, they've taken 2 threes. Getting to the rim, shrinking the defense.
Blanchfield having a conversation with referee Wellens. Perhaps he thought he didn't foul Deshaun.
Might be still talking about the end of the last quarter where he might have got hit, but I'm sure he'll move on pretty quickly. Deshaun makes both. Back to a 6-point game. Iverson back at the front of that zone. I think that's a bit more effective. So long.
Harris is on the wing. Don't plug him out. Good pass by Harris. Blanchfield wide open. Misses. And another row board. A layup for Hiram Harris.
Yeah, they'll find it tough, the Jets, if they don't take care of that end of the floor. On the glass at least. Sharks would be too good if you let them just continually get putbacks.
Walker. Ball screen of Iverson. Picks it up immediately.
Tough shot.
Very tough shot.
Yeah, Hayes has got to learn not to just pick the ball up on that ball screen. You should know that they're switching, so picking the ball up, you don't get an advantage.
Steele gets off to the races. Euro. Oh, big putback. Ellison gets the crowd fired up. 4-point game here.
This is the Jets, isn't it? Energy. When they're energetic, they're playing with pace. They look very good. If Southland be wanting to keep them in a slow game, methodical, nice pass, nice finish on the other side of the rim, Vodonovic.
What I've seen from Harris is he catches the ball, he drives the ball on the go. As soon as it's passed, he's often creating opportunities for himself and his teammates. Oh! Reverse dunk! 2 in a row.
Oh, I almost choked on that one. That was a good one. 2 tip dunks and 2 possessions for Ellison.
That's going to be probably the dunk of the year. Put back reverse. Jets get the rebound. 4-point game. Long pass.
Touchdown. And Ellison again.
Ellison is on fire. 6 straight points. Southland has to take a timeout.
Yeah, Ellison on 29. To update our live stats, I'm pretty sure he came out of that last timeout with 21 points and he scored 8 pretty quick. All on effort plays though, isn't it? It's all in transition, O-boards.
Runs the floor hard, crashes the glass, whether it putbacks or dunks.
And again, I like the way Coach McTemney's changed that zone up a bit and put Ellison down the back instead of at the front for 2 reasons. Like I said, Iverson's very long at the front of that zone, but Ellison does a much better job of closing out the corners. And like I said, you don't lose much rebounding wise. They're both very good rebounders. again, we talked about it. The Jets have come out pretty well at the start of the fourth. It was a big first 3 minutes. Coach Flavel, very smart decision to have a timeout. I don't know if they'll be panicking. They'll be just saying, well, that's the wave, that's the run that they've had. Stay with our game plan, wall up on defence, as Alex Pledger said at half-time. Make Iverson and Deshaun, and that's probably where they're falling down. Iverson and Deshaun Knight haven't been doing much at the start of this quarter, at least, and probably at the end of the last quarter. Ellison's the one that's been making the plays. And
most consistent. He's up to 27 points on a 61% shooter.
Yeah, and if they focus that much on Deshaun and Iverson, the Jets really need someone, or probably two people really, and Ellison's definitely taking that role right now. We need Darnay or Tamara to really take up and make those effort plays and finish. Good position, first defensive position.
Good rebound.
By the Jets.
Here comes a hot hand, Ellison. Knight buries it. The Jets take the lead, 83-82.
This is where the Jets become dangerous, when Iverson and Deshaun aren't the focus. You know, right now Ellison's the focus. They get freed up, and they can play with a lot more space, and they're obviously very confident shooters.
Got the switch, another one. Yeah. Oh, that's a tough drop.
And then that happens.
Oh, nice.
They make a couple of baskets because they get free a little bit, and then the tough shots become a little easier. That's a wide open shot. Blanchfield didn't want to take it, not having a good shooting night tonight. Sees that Poto's got that mismatch, and they'll get a three a different kind of way, hopefully, for the Sharks.
Been very impressive, Poto. He's very efficient, calm in the post, doesn't force too much, rebounds well.
He loves that little spin back and finish with his right hand. That time he went all the way to the middle and finished with his left hand.
86-84, 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. A very entertaining fourth quarter, to say the least. Dunks, contested threes, the home team making a run, crowds into it. Poto with the miss. Iverson likes the matchup.
There's a difference, Double D, of a point guard and a point big or a point forward. You know, as a point guard, Deshaun's just made two big threes. Ellison's hot, and Iverson goes one-on-one. I would have liked to have seen, even if he had the ball on the floor in his hand, like, find your teammates that have got the hot hands, keep them going, because if they cool off, it makes it tougher for you.
Absolutely.
And I guess that's the difference, like I said, between a point forward and a point guard.
The more your hot hands are involved, the more opportunities Iverson's going to get as we get closer to the end of the game. Knight, pull up, book it.
He has now got the hot hand.
He's got 8 points in a row.
And now key for Ellison is to keep moving, keep working, keep getting on the glass. See, there's the closeout that I like with him at the bottom of that zone.
Blanchfield buries it.
Timely shot by Blanchfield, not having a good shooting night, but knocks down that open three on a good cross-court pass.
Jets 1 point lead. Knight, the pick and roll. Here's Iverson off the dribble. Darnay Samuels slows it down, gets back to Knight. Samuels, another big shot.
Big three, clutch.
These teams are trading big baskets right now. Good pass, another good pass.
They have to organise themselves better on defence though.
Good rebound.
Good defensive board.
Darnay Samuels draws the foul.
The Jets have been in this situation a lot.
Timeout here.
Coach McTammany taking a timeout.
Coach McTammany taking a timeout. I believe that's his first of the half, so that means there's two left to use in the last 4 minutes 25.
probably a timely, maybe saw something there on that defensive position. Again, after Dane made the 3, obviously liked it and was celebrating a little bit, but lost the match up there and an easy pass from half court inside. So Coach McTammy's probably refocusing them. I'm sure he's telling them about the lessons that they've learned over the last few weeks of being in games and making sure that they finish this time.
One thing I'd like to highlight in this run, it's 21-11 in this fourth quarter. The Jets have only given up 1 offensive rebound in this quarter, which has coincided with plus 10 points. So when they've managed to not give up offensive rebounds over an extended period of time, that allows for more possessions, better opportunities in the fast break, and then they make some shots and tails are up, confidence.
Yeah, I totally agree. Getting one and dones down at one end, but I also think along with that has been the extra efforts. Ellison on the glass. Deshawn's obviously made some big shots. 2 threes, both with hands. Some pull-up jump shots coming off ball screens, going downhill. He's starting to get hot now. The only sticking point I didn't like really was Iverson slowing the ball down a couple of possessions ago. We know he has the ability, but he's got to be a distributor and find those hot hands and make open shots when it's his turn. Today might not be his turn, tomorrow might be his turn.
Allison draws a foul. We saw the Sharks doubling Knight to get the ball out of his hands. Prefer to see other 1 or 2 Jets players shoot the ball.
Yeah, obviously down the other end, Southland, even though they're the more experienced team, there's a danger of giving a young team a lot of confidence and a lot of energy by not taking care of the small things. Same for them, not giving up O-boards. And as we saw Ellison get those 2 tip dunks on O-boards, not putting them on the free throw line, playing good solid positions, and not panicking. So we've all been in situations where younger teams have got that confidence and they've got nothing to lose really. Southland are the reigning champions of the South NBL. If they win today, everybody's like, oh well, they should have won.
Yeah.
If Palmy win or the Manawatu Jets win, then everybody's like, wow, it's a big upset, but I'm sure the Jets players don't think that. Ellison for 3.
Buries it. Ellison is on fire. He's up to 30 points for the game. Still with 4 minutes to go. The Jets are up 6. Jared Weeks from deep, short, O-board.
Good fake.
Kendall with the poise.
Called for a double dribble.
Not the prettiest fast break we ever seen with Darnay Samuels in the weak side corner and Ellison in the strong side corner.
5-point game.
Kendall for 3, he's feeling it. A little long. Tim wants him to, Coach McTammany wants him to push the ball a bit.
I think this is a much better option for them. Having Deshawn using those early balls. Oh.
Tom Donicic with a wide open layup. I think he might have caught Iverson's foot there and was hoping for the foul and didn't play to the whistle, and the refs say he ran out of bounds the ball. Sharks going to a zone, perhaps looking at trap.
1-3-1.
Good pass, tough layup.
Good effort play there by Tamara. And Ellison finishes.
And 1. Great cut off the ball by Ellison.
I like that play too because you saw Iverson move off the ball there too. And he got off the ball, moved, had an opportunity. Tamara stayed with it, and Allison finishes. So good basketball all around. I really like Deshaun's speed off the ball screens. He creates a lot of things. He can obviously make the tough shot. He's a good passer, and I think as long as these guys trust their teammates in the last 3 minutes, I think the Jets have got a pretty good chance here. Up 7, take care of the defensive glass, be unselfish on the offensive end, and just make those plays. I think they'll be fine.
Allison at the line to put the Jets up 8. If he makes this basket. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
The other thing that's helping these Jets, obviously, is great energy by their players, but the crowd's really behind them. Awesome crowd voice.
Certainly been into this game the whole fourth quarter. This gym has a nice echo. It kind of makes it hard to hear.
Yeah, quite loud, really, which is good for the Jets.
Darnay Samuels got caught reaching in there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. Went for the play of trying to get the steal instead of just bodying up.
It's Samuels fouls out on that foul. She's one of the young guns.
Nangamari Amita.
Into the game. He hasn't seen much action tonight, so interesting call by McTamney here to go with
Nangamari,
who's only played 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he's played 2 Tamaras together at some stage, but maybe he thinks he gives them a bit more shooting. But I think the key here for them is rebounding. Obviously, Ellison and Deshaun Knight are going to give you the bulk of the scoring down the stretch.
Blanchfield on the step back. Misses that. And then Mita gets caught holding on the offensive rebound attempt by the Sharks, and it will stay here.
.249 to go. Jets up 8. Crowd in the game. Jets still in their zone. This time they've got Ellison up the top again. Oh, then man, did Deshaun down the bottom.
Kendall wide open for 3. Book it. Jeremy Kendall has been a revelation off the bench.
Oh.
The Southland Sharks, what's happening here?
This could be a tech foul possibly.
Standing too close to the ball. One of the new rules.
No.
You have to be a certain distance away from the inbounding player. Can't be right up on the line. 97-92, 2.5 to play here in Wanganui.
Plenty of time here for Southland, and obviously Jets have to be efficient with their sets.
5-4 on the shot clock. It's going to be another tough shot by Knight. Oh my God. What a shot.
And could possibly have been fouled as well, but no, says the referee.
That is the toughest shot made all night.
Great
good cut. Good pass. 6-point game, 2 minutes.
Big position here for the Jets.
Movable. Iverson down the lane.
Great rebound by Tamara, almost.
Here come the Sharks. Tough, going for the steal on the fast break. It actually might be a good foul because that puts the Jets at 14 fouls while slowing down the fast break. So if they need a foul for a time later in the game, that they're not going to have to burn any clock to put them on the line while potentially stopping at 2 or 3 points.
Yeah, interesting seeing Deshaun and Iverson talking there at half time. Maybe Deshaun saying that he wants the ball in his hands to finish this, and Iverson saying, I got it too. Huge time, not only in this game but for the season for the Jets.
Coach Flavel using the time wisely while the Cowboys get the sweat off the court to draw up a play here. 19 on the shot clock in the front court.
If I was Coach Flavel here, I'd be doing something with Kendall. Got a new defender on the floor, but Weeks says I'll take the three anyway.
Good board by Harris.
Hiram Harris. Workhorse down low. Good extra pass by Blanchfield.
Nails it.
And that looks like it's going to be Southland ball by the looks. Foul
42.
on Ellison.
Ellison holding. That's his fourth personal, which could prove costly. That also puts him in the bonus.
.131. To go, down 3, Sharks ball.
Another delay in the game with a bit of sweat on the court.
Again, what do you think, Double D? Do you put in a bit more size to rebound here? Or do you stay with what you've got here with Rangimari here?
I would go with a bit more size now that the Jets are in the bonus. So any foul is going to put them at line. Harris has an opportunity here to make it a 1-point game with 91 seconds to go.
Extra.
Misses it, but a lane violation by Iverson.
If I was the Southland team, I'd be taking the ball out of Deshawn's hands as much as possible here.
There we go.
Even doubling him. In there 1-3-1 by the looks. But we've seen him make 3 tough shots already this quarter.
Another one. Little short.
Oh, yes. Over the back, didn't touch any of the support, so still alive. Shot clock. Iverson says I'll go to the rim.
Draws the foul.
And to the free throw line at the same time.
The Jets will look to extend the lead to 3 with a minute and 4 seconds to go.
Big free throws here for Iverson.
Iverson is perfect for the night, 3 for 3. Another break here for the Tower boys to get the sweat off. Misses the first. Iverson makes it a 2-point game here. Weeks with the balls. The Jets fall into back in their man. Interestingly in their man. Blanchfield off a screen. Jets get caught reaching in, but it's in Blanchfield to the line.
Not a bad play because Coach Flavel probably would have been designing something up for their zone. So probably just a quick look. They might go back to their zone in the final positions. Just trying to throw them off a little bit, but Southland pretty experienced. Going straight into a pin down.
Blanchfield hasn't been to the line yet. That's his first trip. Hayes Walker back in the game for Mita. A quick 2 minutes on the court, eventful. And Allison fouls out. And he's protesting the call. Hopefully he doesn't go too far and get a technical foul. It would not be good for the Jets' chances of winning.
Yeah, unfortunately that could be a big loss for the Jets in this last minute.
With the Tamara brothers on the court with Hayes Walker, Iverson and Deshaun Knight. Blanchfield, short. Not one of his better shooting performances. McTammany calling a play here. (101-100). Jets have the lead, 53 seconds to go.
Yeah, Sharks with their 1-3-1 and Blanchfield at 6-6, 6-7 at the front of that also makes it an effective zone. Jets very stagnant here with 6 seconds left.
I think Iverson might have got away with a foul there.
Timeout on the floor. Sharks.
29 seconds to go. Barring an O-board, the Jets will have one more position. The crowd here is deafening. Very hard to hear. So it'll be interesting to see whether the Jets come out in a man or a zone, and I'm sure Judd Flavel is drawing up a play for both looks. My guess would be something involving a first look for Blanchfield and then a second look for either Weeks or Kendall.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Kendall. He's looked probably the most poised using ball screens, whether the Jets are in the zone or not. I mean, you'd like to say, if you're the Jets, that you'd prefer Blanchfield to be having it, but he's one of those players that, you can have a bad shooting night, but
6 of 21, you probably still don't want him taking that game-winning shot, potentially.
No. I mean, for me, it'd be shrinking it as much as possible. Obviously knowing where Potu is on the floor, because if you extend too much to these shooters, both him and Hiram Harris are very good working around the rim. But it looks like Weeks will be having the ball.
They've got Mita back in for Hayes Walker.
A bit more size than Hayes.
Interesting, Judd Flavel chose to take it in the backcourt instead of advance it.
Yeah, and the Jets look like they're matched up. So we can look at the quick early ball screen and probably Potu on the front of the rim and Blanchfield in the corner.
My guess is going to be a stagger for Blanchfield and then a single pin down for Kendall. Nope, didn't get it.
Blocked. Tamara gets the block.
Get a foul. Southland has to foul.
Oh, here's a layup. Round 3, another timeout. Great defensive play by Shane Tamara.
Still plenty of time on the shot clock here. We've got 13.7 seconds, only down by one position. Judd not happy with the defense, but when is the coach ever happy, right?
Right. And again, like I said, an interesting call by Coach Flavel to have a 6 of 21 shooter coming off a stagger.
I think if the Jets had defended it well, they had Kendall ready to come off a second pin down, but it didn't quite get that far. And those off-ball pull-ups are part of Blanchfield's bread and butter between the Australian National Basketball League and the New Zealand National Basketball League.
Yeah, but as we talked about last time when we were commentating, the difference between the Australian League and our league is that you can shrink the floor a lot more because the perimeter shooters aren't as lethal or as quick to get the shots off. Probably percentage-wise just as good, but the Australian League's a lot faster. The South NBL is getting much better every year, but there's still a bit of a step up to the Australian League. And with the defenses being shrunk so much, we just don't see as many kickouts for open threes.
All right, 13 seconds.
What's the chances of overtime here, Double D?
High.
I think the crowd would really enjoy that. My ears are getting sore, so I don't know if I can handle it.
The Jets look to be in a man. Judd Flavel elected to take the ball in the front court with 13 seconds to go.
Yeah, great play here, putting Iverson on the ball. Extremely long. Here's Kendall, like I thought would have been the one to
Kendall
take
for
that
three,
shot.
short. A lot of contact under the hoop. Jets ball.
Foul on Hiram Harris.
Crowd's going wild. 4.6 seconds to go. They were looking for the Jared Weeks coming off the flare on the weak side. Jeremy Kendall ended up getting a pretty decent look, you'd say. First shot off the ball screen.
There's an interesting call here. Coach McTamney taking a timeout with his player going to the line.
Wouldn't want to ice your own player, would you?
I don't know about that. Well, he's obviously trying to set up his defence for the final position. Not sure Coach Flavel has a timeout left.
No, Coach Flavel's definitely out of timeouts.
And probably the bad thing about that now is he's giving Coach Flavel a chance to draw up a play.
Full court, a couple of punch screens, gonna take a long three-pointer if the Jets players don't make a free throw.
Yeah, well, that's what you're hoping for. I mean, if he makes one, you'd like to think that the Jets have got it with 4 seconds to go. Barring a quick three and a turnover on the inbounds play.
All right, time. Referees are getting the teams back on the court.
This is where the coaches earn their money, so to speak.
Pressure free throws, probably some of the biggest free throws Tamara's taken. Oh, sorry, Mito, with his young career.
Yeah, and probably the key for Rangimati here is to try and just go through the process of his normal free throw routine, and he really only has to make one. Crowd go a little bit quiet.
Misses the second. Pressure rises.
And obviously you'd think too about if you made the first, you'd almost like to miss the second. And
makes the second. Crowd goes up. Weeks catches it on the run. The three.
Ball game.
Jets with the first win of the 2019 South NBL in round 4 versus Southland Sharks. Big upset here. Jets have showed some class and some poise down the stretch to pull out this victory. Impressive one. You've seen signs throughout their previous games, especially against the Huskies and the Giants in the previous weeks, and they've got their first victory, raising to 1-3 in the South NBL. Some very quality performances today. Allison was phenomenal, especially in the third quarter, had some fantastic dunks. And Deshaun Knight bounced back from his 2 for 16 outing against the Giants with efficient 11 for 22, dropping 29 points and some very, very tough jump shots. Some of the toughest you'll see. For the Sharks, pretty even scoring spread. They had 5 players in double figures, led by Jeremy Kendall. Poto was very efficient, 9 for 14, 19 points, 9 boards. Todd Blanchfield finished with 16 boards, 16 points. But one of the least efficient games you'll see from him. Normally a pretty efficient player. The Jets pull out the victory even with giving up 20 offensive rebounds.
Okay, here with Deshaun Knight, Sal's NBL MVP for tonight, 29 points, 4 assists. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. You know, coming in late with the guys, just trying to get back in rhythm, trying to, get their flow of the game and, just get as many practices that we could get in together and, and come out and compete. But I'm proud of the guys, man. It's young guys, talented, they got heart, and I like that, guys that call me in the morning, hey, let's go shoot, let's go work out. I love to see, that kind of stuff. And to come out here and to get the victory, it shows that the hard work is paying off.
And going through the game today, obviously a lot of heart by the guys, as you said. Some big-time offensive rebounds, especially in that third quarter and fourth quarter. Allison probably got 2 of the best tip dunks we've seen, and I think that freed you up a little bit. You made some huge shots in the fourth quarter. Obviously your speed going downhill on those ball screens. You love the little mid-range pull-up. What else can we see from you?
Man, honestly, I want to win, man. Before I even came here, after I finished my season in Europe, I told the coach, I was like, last year was the start for us, and I'm just like, I want to come here, I want to compete for the, the top 4. I want to get that chance to play in front of all them people who's playing.
He's the funny guy on your team.
Funny guy, man. But no, man. We just gonna continue to keep working hard, continue to practice hard, listen to coach. Coach did a great job of scouting report. We went over that about, I want to say 2 days, and we got down what they was gonna do. We got what we was gonna run against them, and the guys listened, and it paid off for us, man.
You're always fun to watch. You've been in every game you played. The energy you guys have is awesome, and it's great for you guys to get this win here against a tough Southland team. Congratulations. Good luck for the rest of the season. You've obviously got $300 that we're going to gift.
Can I keep this?
We can give it to a charity.
I'm taking the pizza for my team, man.
All right, congratulations.
That was Darren Larson with the game MVP, Deshaun Knight. The second game of the season for the Manawatu Jets, finishes with 29 points and tough shots as the Jets come out victors 104-100. Looking over the stats, Allison had 33 points on 20 shots, efficient 65% shooting. Iverson were a near triple-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds and 8 assists. Not the most efficient game, but really like the 8 assists. And Hayes, very crucial 20 minutes off the bench. I thought he shot the ball well, played with good poise. And Darnay Samuels, only 15 minutes tonight, got in a bit of foul trouble, but looking at his box score, 7 points on 5 shots, few boards, few assists. Certainly the Jets had contributions from a number of players tonight, which I'd love to see going forward. All right, looking at next week's games on Sky Sport Thursday night, also on Prime. The Rams are hosting the Giants, and then on Friday night, Sharks and Giants. Giants got a tough back-to-back. Christchurch Friday night, Southland, who will be looking to make amends for this afternoon on Friday down in Southland. The Jets host Wellington here on Saturday at 7 p.m. against the Saints. Also on Saturday, Hawks host the Taranaki Mountaineers. And to finish it off, we've got the Rangers in the Airs in Te Awamutu, and then over in Tasmania, Southland versus Southland. A bit of a tough weekend at home Friday versus the Giants, and then fly to Tasmania to play away at the Huskies, who put up a good fight against the Wellington Saints last night.
Yeah, and the good thing for the Jets, that's taken a lot of confidence into probably the form team, or everyone's favourite to win, the Saints. So hopefully they can take that confidence forward, moving forward. Thanks for joining us tonight here for the Sales NBL. My name's Darren Larson, here with Ryan Double Dam, signing off. See you next time, people.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.